Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. Today I've got the very latest from Springfield Armory's Hellcat series. It's the Hellcat Pro OSP threaded barrel. Please don't forget to check out our website. Go to our affiliates page. You'll find discount codes for things like Mantis X and Core belts, linked to that cool little bore light that we use for lighting up the barrels. Use those links. It will often save you money, never will cost you any additional money, and helps the channel. And please consider supporting the channel on Player, formerly Utreon, where we can do some types of videos that are no longer allowed on YouTube. This particular one, being the latest in the series, happens to be another distributor exclusive. This one is a Sports Inc. distributor exclusive. We don't have any affiliation with them, but Springfield did send us this for a fair review. And every Hellcat that we've tried, that we've had over the times over the channel, has worked well. We like them. They're actually a good, reliable gun, so I had no concerns with this one. I was pretty sure it would work as well as all the others. The big difference between this and any other Pro, of course, is at that end. It's a threaded barrel. It's a 4.4-inch threaded barrel with 1/2x28 threads. Other than that, the rest of the gun is dimensionally the same. So I happen to have a Hellcat Pro here. I'll just do this real quick, and you'll see that the only real difference is the threaded. I mean, everything lines up. The trigger guard, the rail, two-slot Picatinny rail. The only thing is you have some barrels sticking out. Other than that, the guns are virtually identical. They do mention OSP in the name, but all of the Pro Series are optics ready. And the one I just finished showing you is what it would look like if you have an optic on it. This one's a hex wasp, but there's a number of optics that fit it. This one comes with U-dot sights. The front sight is fiber optic with a ring around it. Of course, the camera's wanting to blur it out. You can kind of see the, I'm sorry, I said fiber optic. I meant to say tritium. It's a tritium insert with a ring around it. Makes it easy to see during the day and, of course, easy to see at night. Now, I was having a little bit of trouble with my eyes wanting to water for whatever reason, so I had occasional difficulty shooting this well. It wasn't the gun. When I was able to get my eye to clear, I could pull nice tight groups with it, so that was all on me, not the gun. The texture on this looks like sandpaper, but it's not. It's a nice texture. As I rub my finger across it, it's not abrasive at all, but it is textured enough to stay in your hand. And you've got a few textures. You've got the texture all the way around the grip. You've got a thumb texture up here. You've got a finger texture up there. And those textures are on both sides of it. There are no ambi features other than the reversible mag release. The slide stop is here at the back. It's easy to operate, and all the controls are easy to work with this. Had no trouble with it. It worked from the first round to the last round. We did try it with the standard 115 grain range ammo that's common in the United States. And because it has the ability to put something up there, which we can't show on YouTube, we will show that on our Player channel where those types of things are allowed. But I can tell you with 147 grain ammo, which is subsonic, it also performed perfectly as well, with and without any additional weight on the front of it. So if you're looking for something that's going to be reliable, whether or not you use that end of it, this one is going to be that. Dimensionally, as I pointed out, it's very similar to the regular Pro. It's 7.2 inches, so it adds 0.6 inches in length. It's the same thickness of 1 inch, and it is 4.8 inches tall from top to bottom if you don't put an optic on it. Of course, you add an optic, it's going to add height to it. Comes with two 15-round magazines, and they're readily available at this point, so you can easily get more of them. And it weighs 22 ounces, which adds 1 ounce over the regular Hellcat Pro. And that, of course, is the weight of the longer barrel. Behaviorally, they work the same. It's got kind of this flatty-ish trigger. It's not a full flatty. It's got a little bit of curvature to it, but it's not a hooked style trigger. It does have the inertial toggle. Nice crisp brake. Decent reset. You're right on the wall. And again, a nice crisp brake. And this would be all the way out. And by the way, if you're enjoying our videos, please give us a thumbs up. It helps on YouTube to make sure that our channel actually gets seen. So they haven't ruined the trigger. They haven't messed with any functional parts of it. It worked just as well. The trigger's just as nice. It's a nice crisp brake. It's easy to trigger that's easy to use at the range. I did point out the sights. Other than that, everything else is the same optics plate, so the optics will fit. There's really nothing that would be different if you choose one of these over a regular one and trying to find magazines, accessories, and things like that for it. All the way up to taking it apart. So you lock it back, flip this lever, pull back. Now you have to get it to about the point where it's basically in battery, pull the trigger, and then it comes right apart. Everything is well machined, which is what I've come to expect from Springfield Armory. Nice solid front locking lugs and rails, nice thick rails at the back, fairly simple fire control group. Everything's polished, neat, and clean. There's no burrs, no machining marks. Everything is nice. You have a captive recoil spring. Oh, I almost forgot. You got to take the barrel protector off if you want to pull the barrel out to clean it, which of course you're going to need to do regularly. Captive recoil spring, dual recoil spring. That's going to become quite popular now. Barrel comes right out. Well machined, nice polished feed ramp. Very nice, well-defined, crisp rifling, no tooling marks. Again, the same quality machining that I've come used to. The barrel is is hammer forged, and it's got a melanite coating on it, and these coatings do seem to hold up pretty well. Inside the slide, everything's well machined, nicely polished. There's your drop safety. So you've got between the inertial toggle on the trigger and the drop safety. This is designed to be a drop safe weapon. Putting it back together is relatively easy. Drop the barrel in, put the recoil spring in the front, push it in until it kind of clicks in place. Make sure that it's reasonably centered. You can put the barrel protector on right now, but you will find that it's a little bit easier to make sure it's tight once the gun is fully assembled. So I'll put it on just so I don't forget, but I do want to fully reassemble it before I tighten it down a little bit. And I'm not going to tighten it with tools. Make sure the the takedown lever is up. Line it up, lock it back, flick the lever down, and you're ready to go. And now I'll give this a little twist to make sure that it's nice and tight. So it's easy to live with, and equally easy to live with this version of it over the regular one. The only extra step you have is threading that thread protector off. Other than that, it works the same. Shooting it, it was a pleasure to shoot. It stayed in my hand. It felt good. You get a full 3-finger grip on it. The smaller version, which is more towards deep conceal, you get a 2-finger grip on. This one you get a 3-finger grip on. It'll work with any of the magazines that are 15 rounds or longer, just so they're long enough to fit in the grip. So as Springfield comes out with any higher capacity magazines for this, they would work in this. So overall, you've got a good package that is still concealable, high capacity, 15 rounds, and you have the ability to put a muzzle device on it. With an MSRP of $667 for an optics ready, very concealable handgun with a threaded barrel, that's actually a pretty good bang for the buck, literally. Thank you again, Springfield Armory, for sending us this for review. It was a pleasure shooting it, and as I had expected, it worked perfectly. If you're watching this video on player, you'll see some extended range footage where we show it with a little something on the end of that. If you're on YouTube, due to some of their restrictions, it'll be confined to shooting it as you see it here. Beyond that, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe. Consider subscribing to us and supporting the channel on Player, where we can do additional videos that we can't do here. Other than that, have a great day.